Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions,
All right, welcome to MME Live, a special episode with Firestarter. We're going to try somewhat give us a little shot, give us maybe like a shorter stream, just because we're both busy dudes. We want to cover the hard topics, but we're willing to answer your questions in the chat. So you might not necessarily be on this one in with us, but at other times when we have more time, maybe. But I have to work tomorrow. I'm sure Firewater does too.
Absolutely.
So we always want to get straight into the topic. A television Namiko says, remember when your name was Geeks and Gamers Entertainment? Yes, I do. I do remember that. Actually, okay, enough of that. I still have that there. Yes, I do remember. A friend made me that. Binge Buddy. Yes. What a bunch of nerds. Are you talking about me? Yeah, people that spend too much time on the internet are possibly the nerds. Captain James Biggins, I'm a proud nerd. Thank you. Yeah. And then we'll get one more comment, and then we'll get right into the topic. King Drewski 9000, the pool boy just doesn't want to give up. Well, no, I thought he might. At one point I thought he might, but listen, I'm not against Republicans or conservatives. I personally have my own opinions that I'm not going to get into now of if you still support the guy, and I don't want to have that discussion now after events. I think it's very different before and after, but that's too political. We're not getting into that. All right. Christopher Barker, cool it down though. It's making you upset. Okay. Don't get upset. And again, me and Firewater, we never wanted her canceled or anything either, but we do have some breaking news about the toys. They are canceled. I have an article that we'll get into. And then I did catch him in a lie. And why do we examine Jeremy and now Ben Shapiro too? We see how this culture war is occupied by grifters, perpetuating this culture war, making everyone miserable, and trying to drag in just to perpetuate the war for 25% off coupons. I think Ben Shapiro's a smart guy, but he's capable of these same tactics, and you see how quick it happens. That's what we're going to do. Examine how quick it happens, because Ben Shapiro had on dailywire.com an article. Now everyone's running with it, and now everyone thinks James Gunn's a hypocrite for joining in on the mob bashing on Gina after she's fired. That if he did that would be pretty bad, wouldn't it? Like, considering his trajectory, and he's rehired, if he joined in, that would be kind of hypocritical, I think, as well. Do you?
I think it's apples and oranges though, because remember when James Gunn got fired, that was over a ton of tweets a decade before, not even.
Right.
So To me, it's not a comparable situation, in my opinion. I have to be honest with that. I don't understand why people keep bringing that up. Well, he should stick up for it. I don't know if he should, and I don't believe that he should stick up for her if she thinks that she's in the right.
Right.
Not just a blanket stick up. Oh, well, they're on our side, because that's what they want to do. They want to make it binary. They want to take away all the nuance out of it. And to me, it's like there's a lot of nuance. Maybe he doesn't agree with what she said, and obviously he's not perfect either. But the reality is that they're both not perfect. And to me, like, if he comes out and wants to condemn her, that's his right to do so. I'm not sure why they think everyone's willing to stand up to the Hollywood machine. I don't necessarily agree with that. I wouldn't want to work in that environment, but that's what they all signed up for. And I know they keep bringing it up, and I appreciate that. And it's like, well, if you work somewhere else, this wouldn't happen, and maybe. But the main challenge is that, I'm sorry, I'm just in a middle of a duel here.
No problem.
I should probably be paying a little bit more of attention.
No, this is casual talk. Take your time. It's fine. Well, I'll get the video prepared. Because basically, you see the temptation for manufacturing rage in the culture war to bring James Gunn back into it, to perpetuate hate back and forth and be war.
It makes money, dude. It makes money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as easy as it gets.
So let's see how this stuff starts. Because let's watch the video. Because at the video, I'm like, does Jeremy have another point? I started to watch it. Let me see here. Let me bring up the right video. Okay, James Gunn Supports is the name of the video. So first, just even before we get into it, this makes you think, oh, and if you just read the headlines, you're like, James Gunn supports Disney's firing, then that's going to get
do. Whatever's going to get people the most pissed off is what you do, right? It's ridiculous, but I guess it beats real work. I don't know.
All right, so let's see how this starts. Because if you just go by the title, you're like, what? That's kind of hypocritical, based on that he's got his job back. Unbelievable hypocrisy! Exclamation point! Wow. All right, and this is based off of Daily. That's why Ben Shapiro's in the thumbnail. Okay.
Nut job showing their.
Oh, all right, I missed the beginning. All right.
Another day, another Hollywood nut job showing their hypocrisy for the world to see. And if this surprises you, you simply have not been paying attention. This is what Hollywood is. These people are paid to pretend to be other people. And you know that someone has something to hide when they project as hard as people like James Gunn projects. Now, James Gunn is the formerly fired by Disney, then rehired by Disney, director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, by the way, I called that. That's one of my predictions. I made mistakes with the Kathy Kennedy fired videos myself. But that's one I called day one. I said they're ripping the Band-Aid off fast so they can rehire him later. Even right this day it happened. I'm like, yep, this is too fast. So it's possible it could have happened to Gina too if she would have not now.
No, absolutely not. Gina, unfortunately, by going with the Daily Wire, she'll never get another Hollywood job again.
Right.
Unless there's a massive overhaul in Hollywood, which I don't see happening. Like I said, I don't necessarily agree with the way they run things, but quite frankly, as a customer, that's not really my concern. My concern is making sure that the products that are released are to my liking. And at the end of the day, that's what I give a shit about. I mean, yeah, are there hypocrites in Disney? Sure, there's hypocrites everywhere. I mean, like, if we had to worry about that, we would never eat, we would never drink, this house, I'm sure there's some hypocrisy built into this house I live in. I get it's not a perfect world, but like pointing it out all the time, and
now James Gunn is talented though. His talent level is off the charts compared.
They said with the Guardians, very few people other than James Gunn can actually execute on those things. And I believe it because it's. From what I saw with the behind the scenes, and again, I'm not an expert, you got to have stand-ins for all these CG things, and you got to have the actors looking the right way. He micromanages all of that, and he does an excellent job. There's no real getting around that. He does a great job. Gina Carano, again, I don't understand. She's been in Hollywood since when, 2014 or earlier?
She's transitioned from her other ventures, yeah. She started more and more since
like almost a decade ago, right? Was it 2011? She started, and I appreciate that. But
this was her breakout role. Yeah, this was going to be it for her,
right? And she doesn't know what, she doesn't know how things are done there. I mean, I don't imagine anyone tried to probably get handsy with her because she'll break her wrist in 3 places. But
let's also look at some tweets because this is the other thing that's making around. In Star Wars, we like Star Wars only. He tweeted this out here. Let me get to it.
Star Wars only is all right.
Yeah, let me share this here. Let me remove this. I'll bring it back. But this is the argument that's going around, and I want to get your take on it. What's up with Lucas? Oh, hold on. Make it bigger. What's up with the Luke? Do you see it? Okay.
No, I do not. There we go.
All right. What's up with the Lucasfilm didn't tell Gina Carano she was fired outrage today? Well, we know why. The first official statement was they would not rehire Gina. Right. She needed a new contract. She's not an employee. She's an actress who only signs contracts per show and season. I get it's rude not to tell her, but not unexpected. If you are for hire and you need to negotiate, that's the thing. Did they really fire her? Or they just didn't do a new contract, really?
Depends on what the contract was. Did she sign on for multiple seasons, or did she sign on for seasons 1 and 2, and then maybe they were going to renegotiate down the road?
I bet it was I think that's a good point, Firewater. I think it was more like, especially they didn't know Mando was going to be a hit. So the 1 and 2 were probably the initial contract.
And they greenlit season 2 before season 1 aired.
Right.
So I'm assuming they wanted some continuity amongst characters.
Mm.
So they probably, again, I don't have any inside information.
Well, no. As I followed some movie and shows, usually they do the initial contract for at least a couple seasons to see if
a 2-year deal would be pretty much standard.
Just so if it takes off, yeah, it's standard. Because if it really pops like Mandalorian, you don't want to have to renegotiate right after season 1 pops. You want to put in that extra. It's worth paying a little bit extra just in case you have a hit show. Instead of negotiating right after season 1, you wait till after season 2, and then you could see the longevity. Sometimes shows have great season 1s and season 2, so that's another reason. So that's a good point. And in the official comment is we haven't rehired her and we have no plans in the future. So that's not exactly fired. It's like, we see what's happening. If it's not worth it, we're not going to do a new contract with her. If she would have behaved, she might have got a new contract for season 3 of the show. Or that was the rumor of the show.
Again, this whole culture war, I still hold drunk 3PO partially accountable. Obviously, she's a grown woman.
Well,
she made choices.
Yeah, the fandom has connection.
They cost her tens of $millions of irreplaceable wealth.
Right.
So, for example, let's say, all right, let's go to the dailywire.com here for a second. I'm going to pull it up on my computer. I'm not going to share my screen.
Okay.
But let's say I want to join. All right. We're going to get the truth, and only by paying $20 a month can we get this truth. Okay. And I want my leftist tears tumbler. So $20 a month. Okay. So now,
leftist tears.
How many subs are they going to have to get to justify the production of this movie? It's probably going to be lower budget. Daily Wire does not have the resources that Disney has.
I mean,
they're going to need at least 10 million subs. Like if they want to crack 100 million, they'll need. I don't know. They'll need a minimum of, because the other one was $10 a month or whatever. Actually, hold on a second. If you get $12 a month, all right. Oh wait, that's if you pay annually. Ooh, it's $14 if you pay annually. So you're gonna need like 90 million new subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
To kind of, I just don't see that happening. This movie's not going to make any money.
Well, unfortunately, and this is something I see a lot with pundits in the social media sphere that are leaning and like to do the anti-SJW. The details don't come right away, just the funding. I think that's a fair criticism. Like Comicsgate and all the stuff. There was some good stuff that came out of Comicsgate. Nothing that's going to change the world. Like Ethan Van Sciver's Cyberfrog is interesting, but he was saying.
Well, you know what? I respect Comicsgate in this regard because they saw a problem in the industry and they found a customer base that they felt were underserved, and they made products to compete with it. Now those products,
but as a whole, though, is a disaster because it was all about funding. Ethan caused that problem himself. He had people on that gave him money for super chats and stuff, so I think there was a kind of a felt like.
Well, I think all the Star Wars stuff was parlaying it into his frog. You know, Kathleen Kennedy's fired. I have 2 sources. Buy my frog. Kathleen Kennedy fired. But seriously, I got 2 sources. All right, what are they? Tom and Jerry? Like, I mean, come on. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just it's ridiculous. And this Daily Wire thing, I mean, that's Jeremy from Geeks and Gamer. I mean, I get he's got to prop his girl up. I understand that, but dude, you have to be kidding me. There's no
Well,
effing way.
I really think that there's no details on what this will be. There's a movie that Daily Wire already has under its membership, but that was more like they took an existing idea and, joined forces with the movie director. This would be coming from scratch. There are no details there except to capitalize on the moment in time when Disney fired this woman, and you're going to have to wait a long time. I get prepared for delays, and if you cancel your member, if you join now, you're not going to actually.
If you join now, we'll give you content a year and a half to run. If you pay for Disney Plus, which is half the price,
right?
You can't even stream all of Disney's content for a month. Like you could run it all
for conservatives having their own companies and stuff and delivering products, but the actual value to the consumer has to be there. There's no value to this. There's
no value in subscribing, paying $240 to see a movie.
Right.
There's no value in that to me because a lot of these people, they're not big Ben Shapiro fan, and that's okay. I respect him. I have to say he's an intelligent man. He is not a dummy.
No, he's not.
He knows how to capitalize on a good crisis. I will give him that.
Right. Right.
But I do feel that it's just I don't know, man. I just why join the Daily Wire now? They don't even have a title. They don't have a script. They don't have a director. They don't have.
People are starting to call me woke in anti-conservative and stuff in my comment section. I'm like, no, I actually care about you. This is a warning to consumers. Don't fall for these tactics. I mean, we'll get right back to the video. This is completely lying that they're both doing to you, saying that James Gunn that James Gunn, I'm going to go get my coupon 25% off so we can fight back. So we're
definitely going to fight back by subscribing to the Daily Wire.
Well, Jeremy Day One said, I'm subscribing to Daily Wire.
Go right ahead, man.
So now has been showing support for Gina Carano's firing by Disney.
That's a lie.
What a piece of garbage!
Well, what's the quote? Show me the quote.
Right. That's why we do this. Some people get enraged already right away. He's saying showing support, and then we're going to examine the actual quote. This is where both Ben Shapiro and Jeremy and everyone else covering this is lying to you. They're lying. We'll listen to him, see how long it takes to him to get to the actual quote and see what the quote says.
This dude is as pathetic as they come. But in Hollywood,
skip the commentary.
And at Lucasfilm
specifically, I don't need to hear him.
They believe that women
I want to hear the quote.
Narrative. And James Gunn supports that type of ideology. Of course he does. Battle a tweet that defended Gunn and knocked Gina Carano caught the attention of the filmmaker. Don't drag James Gunn into this unfortunate trending topic. This lady, Olga K, wrote, celebrating Carano's firing. Gunn liked that tweet. Gunn appeared to...
Okay, so that's what he liked. Don't bring James Gunn into this. And now they're spinning it, saying that he's attacking Gina Carano. Is that an attack to you? I mean, if there was something more that he did to attack, don't you think they would have that in the quote? Basically,
so all he did was like a tweet
that says, "Don't drag James Gunn into this." That's it.
Yeah, that's thin, man.
That's real thin. If there was something else there, they would have it in this daily.
Again, I mean, they're not even trying anymore. I guess it must be a slow outrage. The bottom line is that, we're going to cancel Disney Plus. Yeah, go right the F ahead. They hit 95 million subscribers. Make sure you cleared it with your parents first, because obviously you're using their credit card. It's so bad, man.
Well, from the top to the bottom. So Ben Shapiro does this. Jeremy does this. They're all subscribed to the Daily Wire. They're all running with this. James Gunn is trash. What a hypocrite. What did he do there? Go to the facts. Fake news. Fake news. I mean, if there was something more there, it would be in the Daily Wire article.
Did anyone ask James Gunn for a quote?
No. He just, and then he deleted the like or something later on. It says, let's get more to his proof here.
Unlike the tweet following Fox News report,
Fox
the
News
network noted that the representatives for Gunn did not respond for requests
Oh, so
or comment.
this is covered by Fox News too. He liked the tweet saying, don't drag F James Gunn into this unfortunate trending topic." So Fox News, I forgot that Fox News covered it too. Isn't that crazy? This is how bad the environment.
Thin. Yeah, it's very thin.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there. And then all these articles pop up, all these YouTubers. Wow, look at James Gunn. He's going to say something about Gina. Oh my God. There's nothing there.
Wait, hold on a sec. With Jack JW Productions, Fox News's hard news division is actually pretty good. If you listen to Brett Baer and Martha McCallum, they're pretty good news people.
Oh, who's the guy that did the debate with Trump? He was
Brett Baer, I believe
the moderator.
Yeah, he wound up debating Trump. That guy, I forgot his name. Chris Wallace, I think.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, their hard news division's actually pretty good. They're not perfect, but their commentators,
the crazier ones get the views. Is the problem
correct? And that's the truth.
That's across the board. CNN too. The more crazy. This is the internet problem. The more.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a big scandal with the governor of New York and CNN because apparently, I think what is it? Andrew Cuomo is the governor of New York. He covered up half of the COVID deaths in the nursing homes, and CNN's not really covering it that great. Fox
they should.
But the problem is for him, and I've been reading up on it, is that he's got bipartisan support for him to step down. So I don't want to get too much into that, but it's interesting.
Right. That's interesting.
I appreciate people don't like Fox News. Like, I'm not here to.
No, you're just saying. I think the point you were getting to is. I mean, it's all across the board. This stuff happens, and there's some people trying at each. It's not everyone there. It's not, but unfortunately, what gets the money is the bullshit. That's across the board. It's an internet problem. It's not left wing or right wing.
No, I know.
It's bad information.
Denzel Washington said it best because there was an article out there saying that he was supporting Trump. This was pre-2016.
Oh, really? Okay.
And he's a Democrat. And he was talking to interviewers. He's like, it's not about being right. It's about being first.
Right. That's
we'll
true.
Shoot, kind of. And I don't remember his quote entirely, but he went off on this report, politely. But and again, he's not super controversial. I don't think, anyways. And he had his opinions. He's like, look, so whoever said that about me lied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a staunch Democrat. That's it. All right. To me, it's nutty. And he hit the reporter with some knowledge. And the bottom line is that's never going to change. We live in the age of information, actually, or misinformation.
I don't know. I mean, how do we fix it though? Because it's a problem. Everything. I mean, look at YouTube too. YouTube doesn't follow facts, aren't there? I
think what you need
bad information consistently. Triple uploads. You know how the quartering does that?
Oh God.
Bad info. Triple upload. I mean, that's what helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
Consistent bad information and bad takes. And the more extreme you are, I don't know what the answer is to fix it. They tried the little thing with Twitter to amend. Trump's tweets and stuff. If the facts don't support it, that's a different story. But that's what they were trying to do on him first. But that doesn't work either. I don't know what the answer is.
Well, the answer is, in my opinion, actually, I don't really know what the answer is. I'm going to be
right.
I would like to see, in order to minimize trolling and harassment on social media, I'd like for people to have to sign up and pay. Charge people a subscription fee. So, for example, on YouTube, if you want to rate and comment, you should be a YouTube Premium member. Consume all you want. Watch all you want. Subscribe to whoever you want. Make playlists. You can do all that stuff. But if you want to leave a comment or give a thumbs up or thumbs down on anything, you should have to be a subscriber.
That is a good way to fix a lot of the problems on YouTube, Firewater. That is like next level. You should be running YouTube.
That's what I would do. You want to get rid of trolling? Charge the trolls to troll.
Because trolls don't pay for anything. They like to pirate everything. They like to make.
They don't pay for a goddamn thing.
Right. That is that is, I should make a separate video on that. That would fix a lot of the issues.
That's
with
how you
information
fix YouTube. I think for Twitter too, charge people. You want to say it's the public square.
You
That's
can
what the
have
government-
a user, but to like do retweets and likes and stuff, charge it. Yeah, I love that.
And that way, yeah, I mean, and that way, there's a credit card on file and all this other stuff, and it's so that way if you want to go off and threaten people, okay, that's a choice, but now you're done. So that's the way I would do it. You charge trolls. That's how you get rid of them. Charge them to
capitalize on the situation. That's a good. You make money off it too.
Not only that, because you got people that have like 10,000 bot accounts on Google, and they can downvote anything they want. Well, you know what?
Even the most basic troll has like 10 alt accounts and burner accounts to go harass people and act like that's perfect. And then only have one account too, unless you're. I don't know how you do that. It's probably linked by email and stuff, but
if people want to have multiple accounts, then you have to pay on multiple. That's what I would do. Honestly, that would give companies actual honest feedback. Like, for example, it's the same thing with Rotten Tomatoes when Captain Marvel got blasted to hell. There are more reviews for Captain Marvel than there were Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Figure that one out.
Well, I'm not like, I don't want people to get nickel and dimed either, but because it's such a problem,
but you should have to have a verified movie ticket purchase to post on Rotten Tomatoes, in my opinion. I fully support that. Otherwise, the integrity of the system goes to shit. You want to stop people from trolling? Charge them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll minimize it real quick. And to me, if I'm an advertiser, that gives me actual engagement.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see one of my ads get blown up, how do I know these are from paying customers and people that are actually, or if it's a bot?
Oh, Black Angus says, I have Jeremy derangement syndrome. No, you have to counteract the bullshit. I've been fighting that fight for a long time, and I've gone back to it after recent events because the misinformation's so bad. And today we examined about how the shit starts. Everyone's covering like that, like James Gunn, trying to drag him in for another war, which, he's doing things right now. He's not a coupon. he might have his way. He might be like, I love Zack Snyder, but he might be, since that happened and he's made the Suicide Squad for Warner Brothers and he has another spinoff show for HBO Max with Cena. He might want to just stay at Warner Brothers. He's got his choice now. He's like, should I go back to Disney or should I stick with Warner Brothers? And really, if that Suicide Squad also is as popular as Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, the proof's in the pudding right there. Guardians of the Galaxy, no one expected that to be a hit. He made gold out of what no one wanted to touch, really. Everyone's like, oh, this is going to be ahead of that. Before they announced it, everyone's like, I think Marvel's gone too far. No one's going to watch Guardians.
Yeah, who the hell are the Guardians of the Galaxy?
But who's going to watch a tree and a raccoon? Really? I did too. I admit it. I was wrong. I was like, I don't know. I wasn't like major against it or anything. I was like, I don't know if they could pull this one off. He pulled it off.
Yeah.
If he pulls it off again, All right. So, but here's the breaking news, though, Firewater. The toys. Now, we love Enosh. He's got a great toy collection, but he was on my show the other day and he's like, the Fandom Menace, they're doing this. You don't need to be worried. You're going to have Cara Dune toys. You don't need to pay exorbitant prices, which I agree with that. But unfortunately, it looks like they're really erasing her from the future. Any planned action figures are actually being canceled for Cara Dune.
What about stuff that was already released? Are they going to continue to manufacture those?
I think whatever's out there's out there, and that's it.
Oh, so they're not going to make any, even if it was like a season 2 Cara Dune action figure.
I don't know. Maybe it's. I didn't read the whole article. This is on JoeBlow.com. The Mandalorian Cara Dune action figures scrapped by Hasbro. It was just last week that it was announced. Let me see if I could get to the details. I should have pre-read this.
That's a shame.
Termination has also resulted in Hasbro scrapping its Cara Dune action figures, notably the 6-inch figure from the Star Wars Black Series line.
Well, that's sad.
Oh, retailer Big Bad Toy Store. I bought there from there before, and I know Enosh does. The Star Wars Cara Dune Black Series Cara Dune figure was released in 2020 and sold out not long after the inventory was received. Hasbro planned for another production run, and we were accepting pre-orders from that production run. Due to recent events, Hasbro was no longer approved to produce any more of this figure. So that's a source. What
are they gonna do? Go after Hasbro now? They don't have a choice in that matter.
No. I mean, but Big Bad Toy Store, they sell a lot of toys to collectors. They're decent priced. They're not like overpriced.
Right, they're competitive.
And they were taking pre-orders, and they were getting questions on it. And then
so in good faith, they were taking pre-orders, and unfortunately, they got shut down because Hasbro got shut down by Disney.
So they naturally, if there's a product that your consumers want, you check with the Hasbro, and they can't take pre-orders anymore. They're not going to produce even reprints of the old figure that was sold out.
Yeah, I think that's a bit extreme on Disney's part. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really a fan of that.
No, I don't like that either. Like, if she exists, you can't erase her. You can't go back and alter the 2 seasons and take her out. Why not let fans have it?
Yeah, that I don't understand. I guess maybe they just don't want her, because obviously she would get some sort of royalty on that, I assume, right? Because they're using her likeness and everything, right?
Yeah, I think, no. If you go by the history of Star Wars figures, George did something for his actors where if they used the likeness, they got something. I would assume that carried forward. Yes, I would believe
they can't use her picture for free. I mean,
right. She is on the stock cardboard for the figure. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, excuse me. I don't think that's a good move by Disney.
No, I don't think they should erase her from existence. That is cancel culture.
Yeah, I mean, look, cancel culture or not cancel culture, everyone's bound to an employer.
Yeah.
Unless you're the boss, and even then, even if you are the boss and you own the company, you say some stupid stuff online, people may not patronize your business. So, to me, I think people are hypersensitive nowadays. Mm-hmm. I will agree with that. But to me, it's I understand why Disney did what they did. I honestly, if I were Disney, I would have kept all action figures. I wouldn't make a special line like but like anything for like Mando season 1, Mando season 2. Keep producing those,
or reprints of figures that already that they want to make newer stock, not stop it. That's kind of
I mean, no new designs or anything like that, but keep that going. I don't know. I think that's a bad move on Disney's part. I will be honest about that.
I mean, that could be Disney. That could also be Hasbro.
No, they said Hasbro does not have the rights anymore. That's what the
article said. Okay. All right.
So they probably wouldn't have cared, because I don't think Hasbro has a hand in the fight. They're just trying to make figures that people want to buy.
I misread it. I didn't get that part of it. Okay, so Hasbro. Oh, that's interesting too, because I didn't cover that. Yes,
but people will give Hasbro crap because they're stupid. They just want something to wail at.
No, that's a good point. I forgot that they have to renegotiate their contract with Disney because they had to pay a lot of money during the sequel years.
Sure.
Which were not the best. I mean, I think it was overblown about the toy sales too for Star Wars, but it wasn't good either. Except for Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda made up for it at the end.
No, I know. But I mean, Star Wars merch in general does $1 billion a year generally, and that's without the sequel trilogy. So it's not like Disney lost out on any money. There's some people out there that made some charts on how Disney hasn't made money yet on Star Wars. And I'm like, you're a complete moron if you believe that. There's no helping you. But we'll have to say.
So there was we're not going to watch a lot of this, but there's an interesting conversation between Star Wars Theory on his show Roll of Two Nerd Theory, and they were examining what their thoughts on the firing, and I just thought I'd share it real quick.
Sure,
because it's an interesting conversation, and I don't usually cover these guys.
Extreme dark part of our history.
Yeah,
and that's not happening.
He was the Collider guy, Mark Fernandez.
There is no mass genocide.
Or no, he is the Collider guy, Mark Fernandez. So that's Star Wars Theory, Josh from Dead and Nerds. That's a good group there.
Yeah, this seems like a decent panel.
Numbering in the millions, or anything that you can even think to compare to that.
Right.
So
I like Josh's
look,
take here, though.
Do I think it's a fireable offense? Like I said at the beginning of my little thing here, no, I wouldn't have fired her. I would have warned her and let her know, hey, like, be conscious of what
that happened, though? We believe, right? We think that she was.
Well,
warned.
according to Campia, she was warned multiple occasions.
Right.
So I'm inclined to actually believe that, given how Disney is airtight with their PR and actors and all that stuff. And yeah, I mean, I hear what Jeremy and all them are saying. Like, you can't have an independent opinion. And he's right. Not if you want to take my money. These are the stipulations. These are the terms of employment with Disney. You either accept them or you don't.
And Josh's take is coming up here. And this is, I agree with this. I think his take is the best out of them.
What you represent a mouse that is geared towards a, domestic young audience.
Yeah.
You have to have certain standards of behavior or we might have to take action. And I don't know if those warnings were given, but I hope they were.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, for me, I guess I'll echo a lot of what you guys had said. I think on its face value, is it a fireable offense? No. But I think the social media thing and what the grounds are on that exactly we're all trying to learn. I don't think she's the first person in the last 6 months to get fired.
This is a new issue for companies. It's new. I mean, they should be more on top of it. I think. Like you said, if you owned a company, you would have a social media. You probably would have a social media guidelines in place, and you
would have policies in place.
Right. Especially how prevalent
if you interact with a fan wrong, or you like I said, I don't know. I think social media for celebrities in general is a net negative, other than promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Because trashing someone on Twitter is like punching a fan at a con, or that's what people take it as.
Yeah.
It's just a bad idea, and you got people that will heckle you nonstop, and it is a pain in the ass for them. I understand it, and the people going after Gina are certainly in the wrong. And at the same time, you have something called a mute button.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done. I just said, I'm gonna start a mute list. And I'm just gonna.
Well, now I mean, it's not just left. It's left and right. Every week there's someone now that everyone's once fired. Every week, I got to control myself on it too because I was mad at Hamada and DC, but I gotta be careful myself. I mean, I can't fall into this trap too. It's everywhere. It's left and right with politics. Regardless of politics, both people and I do think there were some things. Left-leaning people said on the internet that they're horrendous. I don't like memes of violence and stuff against the then president. No, that's across the line. You shouldn't get away with that. But it is there's a learning curve here. But Josh's take I think is really good here.
From something that happened on social media. And I think that if you're viewing it through a culture war lens, pretty sure there's been casualties on both sides, right? People that have been fired for saying whatever about whatever, So in that sense, I don't know. It's hard for me to harshly judge Disney because the craziness that's around the situation sort of is a pretty useful compass as for how ridiculous things are and like why Disney felt the need to even make that call, right? Like, you just look at the sort of whirlstorm of news surrounding the event and you're like, yeah, no, that's probably why they did it, because they knew it was going to blow up and they might just want to blow it up now as opposed to blow it up later. I will say, Mark, you said something interesting about sort of, having the policy with people and like firing them or whatever. My personal thing on that is actually that patterns of behavior in a person are actually one of the most powerful indicators of what they'll do in the future.
Yes, that's where I agree. There was strong indication that she will keep doing this.
Well, I mean, previous behavior is the greatest predictor of future behavior.
Yeah.
And that's because we're creatures of habit. We can be stubborn sometimes as human beings. So, yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good take, I have to say. Did you check the link I gave you?
Oh, yes. I don't want
Breaking news? Breaking news?
I don't know if this I'll bring that back.
It's from a blue check mark. I don't know. They got a ton of followers.
You're killing me with this. This will be. I thought I was right about my Ryan Johnson trilogy canceled. Ryan Johnson's trilogy is still
Star
happening.
Wars only is now.
No, not Star Wars only too. Really?
He said it's. He predicts these things because he said it was on.
Oh, I have to go. I said I would delete my channel if it happened.
Rip. Well, hey Max, it was great streaming with you.
Oh,
You know? Check out Star Wars only. Go to Star. Oh, did you see the tweet?
I saw this one. I didn't see Star Wars only.
Yeah, he says I keep predicting this stuff, or I predict these things.
Oh, hold on. Let me go. Oh, I can't share everything. Hold on. Let me get to Star Wars only. Oh, look what you did to me. No, you didn't know that part. All right, let me get Star Wars only. Oh no! Shoot! Why do keep things happening to me when I'm live on air? I don't know. I have to research into this. People are saying bye, Max. Nice.
Yeah, we need F's in the chat. Please.
Well, I did.
Please, chat. Press F to pay respects to Mad Max the Mandalorian.
I not that it's gonna happen for sure, but I'll reveal you what I did a PewDiePie. I will delete my channel. I have other channels. I was gonna go delete.
Aha!
So I didn't want to tell people ahead of time though if it happened.
I need to see some F's in the chat though, please, if you don't mind. Chat, please. We need some F's for Max.
That's what I was gonna do.
Thank you, chat. Thank you.
That's what I was gonna do because when I started, I had a few channels. I was just gonna go delete my other channel. But we'll see. We will see. If I said I would go on Star Wars Only's podcast and apologize to Ryan Johnson if it actually happens. I said if a trailer, if he actually does it, he writes it, directs it, and the first trailer from the first of the trilogy is released, I will delete my channel, which I did to PewDiePie. And I would also go on his channel to apologize because I said he was absolutely wrong, the Star Wars Only. Isaac, we get the idea.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Isaac, I appreciate your participation in this matter.
All right, so here's Phoenix Night Flame. There's also
I saw that. I was like, get the F out of here, dude.
Won't be really. Yeah, there's a lot of time between now and then. I don't.
Yeah, that's fair. So you still have a lot of time with your channel.
Yeah, I can make 1 million subs. I could get to 1 million subs by then. That's when I said I would do it when the trailer was released, and then I don't have to apologize for a long time.
Who knows, man? I don't know.
That's so. I don't think they can even commit to that because it's also who knows if Kathy Kennedy will still be the president by then.
Oh, actually, Max, let me ask you a question. Does her contract get renewed again?
I don't think so. I would have said for 100% sure no before. I'm not sure now. There's also some problems with the Mandalorian right now, like Gina, and then you know how people like to say Grace is full of it. I think there might be some problems with Pedro Pascal not coming back.
Why does he not want to come back?
Because he did Wonder Woman 84. He's got that notoriety there. He's a rising star. He was already a profitable star in all the stuff he's in, and he's got the Last of Us series for HBO Max. The Last of Us is one of the best-selling video games of all time, Last of Us 2. And that's going to be an HBO Max exclusive or HBO part of the HBO Max. That's going to be like sort of Game of Thrones level.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I know The Last of Us sold very well. Last of Us 2 had mixed reviews. I don't play either of them, so I can't comment.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see.
I revealed you my secret is what I was going to do if it actually happened, but I really thought I would never have to address it. I never thought I'd have to address it. I still don't think it's going to happen. I still don't. I'll look at.
Well, we'll have to see if Kathleen Kennedy's. When is her contract up at the end of 21 or the end of 22?
I thought it was up this year, 10 to 21.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll research that too.
Because she signed a 3-year extension, which
there's no way you could guarantee Ryan Johnson starts his trilogy in 2027 when there may be, unless she does get that extension, and then it'll make that scenario more possible. September 2021 is
okay. So then we'll probably find out in the summer if she gets extended or not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting extension.
Oh, Matt Jarbo's calling bullshit on me. Matt Jarbo says, "Are you seriously trying to say that Pedro was going to leave the show?" No, I think his actual involvement is easily minimized based on that someone else could be on set with a Mando helmet and he could do a few voiceovers. He doesn't even speak much in the role. He doesn't have to be involved with the show much. Yeah, it's an easy paycheck. Right. That's exactly right. You're proving my point, Matt. I don't think he needs to be. And I think as an actor, if you go towards more like the Joaquin Phoenix, where art is important, challenging yourself, I think the more tempting scenario is The Last of Us, where he's on screen all the time, where he's just the guy. He's Joel. He's not wearing a helmet or something. I think that would be more enticing to a star that's rising, even more so. He's a household name, though. He's very popular. People like him, except for his tweets. But
yeah, but the thing with Pedro, he made one tweet and he didn't necessarily apologize for it, but he deleted it and he laid off.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, we corrected the problem.
We're going to end for 15 minutes, so I wouldn't bring Matt Jarbo on because we're trying to me and Firewater trying this new thing with a tight hour, 45 minutes to an hour worth of content to really like lay down start the fires and then jump off the internet and get some sleep for work the next day.
Yeah.
We can cover. Let me see. He'll never get as cool a role as I don't know. No, I think Joel is it. Joel is legit. As much as there was an outcry from Geeks and Lamers and all the other ones about Last of Us storyline being extremely SJW, people like the story and it sold the best. I mean, people say you go woke, you go broke. They did not go broke with Last of Us Part 2. It is one of the best-selling video games of all time. So people still might be mad at it. But if you're also doing like a Walking Dead style storyline that's gonna shock viewers, that's what they did in the game. Right. Walking Dead doesn't always, your favorite character gets offed. You're not always happy about it. That's if you go more towards that type of storyline. Okay, so yeah, Matt's not home anyway. He's looking for a new plunger. That's an inside joke for other people. All right, so
I thought he was out getting boulders. No, I'm just kidding.
That too, boulders and plungers. All right, here's a Batman story. I would love this. Well, this will just be real quick, and then we'll get to the actual how good the Snyder Cut is doing. But this first, Zack Snyder still wants Affleck's Batman versus Manganiello's Deathstroke. He's supposed to be in the Snyder Cut as well, what I've heard. That looks legit. I want to see that happen too. I don't know. Would you rather see these two go at it or him and Jared Leto's Joker? What would you prefer?
I prefer the Joker, but really? I'll take anything with Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he was an excellent Batman.
I do too. I don't know why.
I thought he did a great job. I thought he played the billionaire playboy well.
Yes,
and I thought he did. You got to do the playboy. You got to do it right. Christian Bale did it well as well.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was better in my opinion, as actually Batman than he was as Bruce Wayne. In my opinion, still great. Loved it. I can anytime the original Batman comes on, I'll watch a couple scenes. But I really do think Ben Affleck, he captured that pretty well. I'd love to see him get his own standalone Batman movie. Like this one-off with Robert Pattinson. I don't know, man. I guess I really do. I hope the Snyderverse has legs. I mean, because when you read up about Zack Snyder, maybe people didn't like his movies. That's fine, but he handles it with grace. Certainly much better than Rian Johnson did.
Right.
Whether you like The Last Jedi or not,
he could have went
critics. He did not handle it. He did not handle that all that great.
Well, that's right. Thanks for bringing that back in. That's why I always say that Rian Johnson, that you can't erase all those conversations with bad press if they do actually You can't just
Right,
do it.
and
where Zack
honestly,
Snyder took it like a champ.
yeah, and he said like his in Zack Snyder, and that's why I think he kept some good faith.
Mhm.
But in my opinion, Disney probably should have, they should have really clamped down on the PR. But then again, if he was finished with this project, and let's say the Rian Johnson trilogy is BS, then he's no longer an employee, so he could kind of, say what he wants. He wants to curse off Star Wars fans. What the heck is Disney going to do again if he's already not working for them?
Matt Wilkins wants the Riddler back as a bat. Well, he is in the Pattinson. Riddler is in the new movie coming out.
Riddler and Penguin. I'm not sure if anyone else.
I want to also propose a new segment. If we do this, just me and you, Firewater, in the future, maybe one other guest. Firewater mailbag. Leave a comment below if you have a legit question.
Firewater's feedback.
Firewater's feedback. Leave a question below in the comments section if you're watching on this replay and you can't catch it live, and you really want the Firewater take on it. A question, a good question.
I'll answer as best I can. I'll give you 100%.
Right. So comment below, because he doesn't have his own YouTube channel, but he likes to answer questions. He likes to be challenged.
Sure.
Interesting
I don't
topic.
get everything right all the time. I mean, I like to think, and this may not even be true, I like to think I hold myself to a higher standard of proof. Meaning, like, if I'm going to believe something, I really, really need the evidence. I believe in the concept of what they call the null hypothesis in science. So what that means, the null hypothesis means the opposite of what my hypothesis is true. So if I'm going to say,
Oh, Saggy wanted to say hi.
let me get like a simple example here. The amount of pencils not being sold is due to more people using iPads and Chromebooks for school. Okay, so that would be testable. I would have to have enough evidence to reject the opposite of what I'm saying is true. So the null hypothesis would be, Firewater, you're full of shit. And that's not the reason why pencil sales are down. It could be any number of reasons, but I'm making a specific prediction. So that's where I believe it's very important. That's why I'm so hard on the fandom menace. Again, I don't attack the identity politics row. I don't call them racist or sexist. Man babies and woman babies, to be, to include everyone. Yeah, that I see.
No, I kind of attack some of their viewers though, because I see the comment section.
True.
I see what that type of hate content attracts.
That's fair, and that's a fair criticism. But honestly, because if you hit them on the money, that's where they start to spur it. They don't have a defense for that. Because you call Jeremy racist. Let's say you hypothetically call him racist. He could be like, well, what are you talking about? I have black people on my staff. I have this demographic in my staff. I have all these demographics on my staff. I can't be racist. And then you go back and forth. You're not going to win that argument.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can say is, hey, buddy, when your negative video gets twice as many views as your positive one for The Mandalorian, what's the incentive to work twice as hard to get the same amount of money?
Right.
And that's I
was on that route and I couldn't take it anymore. I was not feeling good about myself. Honestly, I was making good money. I was making a couple thousand with the Kathy Kennedy, Rian Johnson videos, and then when it started to get the breed,
that's
and then my wife said, "You're being miserable. Why are you engaging about this woman? Their comments weren't that bad." My wife put me in check, and I thank her for it every day. And then there was also life events where I just lost the grandfather.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And at the time, and I was like rethinking of what I was doing. I'm like, why am I wasting this much hours of my life just hating on people? And I mean, that's where I changed.
I'm going to trigger. What are you going to do? Trigger SJWs for a living? I mean,
I didn't feel good about that, but I was making a couple thousand a month for
that's
a while.
That's real money, man.
Right.
I mean, that's legitimate money.
Okay, Saggy, you're here. We're going to go about like 10 minutes and then we're ending the show, but I'm glad you got to pop in for a little bit. Did you have something you wanted to bring up?
So, Firewater, do you have a dog?
I do.
Okay, so when your dog goes poop, do you use a bag or do you use a scooper to clean the poop?
I would have brought you on if you didn't do this.
I use a plastic bag. I usually use a recycled like supermarket bag.
Okay, I just needed to know because apparently that was last night. No, I was at work and I just got home, so I was a little tardy to the party. But what did I miss? What happened?
Well, I believe that I caught Ben Shapiro and Jeremy starting this manufacturer to perpetuate the culture war for funds to grift, and there was nothing there. I think we examined the comment. Do you agree, Firewall? If it was there, it was so
very
thin. Yeah.
It's very, very thin.
And Fox News too.
So
Yeah.
is Gina no longer a coupon? Is she going to be a T-shirt now?
Well, she's no longer an action figure either. Unfortunately, they are no
That
longer.
part, yeah. Disney pulled the bit for Hasbro. Unfortunately, they said Hasbro can no longer make Cara Dune figures.
Damn.
Well, I mean, that's also like Firewater gave the extra info though that their contract's expiring too. So who knows if they're even making Star Wars toys is another thing. So that, I mean, that's an interesting angle as well. We had one more topic to discuss, and it's just the success of the Snyder Cut trailer. Remember, I did that stream where I said the hurdles. I think they are surpassing all the hurdles that I foresaw. They are exceeding my expectations of how this is going. It's trending. It was number one on trending yesterday, even though they did at Firestarter. They did actually do some shenanigans.
I hope not.
No, because they released a Godzilla versus Kong trailer right around. WB Pictures actually tweeted that out. Well, HBO Max is tweeting this out. I mean, they should give it a full day, knowing how.
Well, I mean, it's just a trailer, so to me, it's like you can watch both. But I get your point, though. They're trying to say like,
but they won't. They won't do that same thing for.
They're
Zack
competing
Snyder.
against themselves.
Right.
If I were AT&T right now, if I were the exec, I would be absolutely livid.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, why are we fighting each other? We have to compete with other studios.
Oh, that's the thing that we had.
Fans.
I almost forgot. That's what you brought up before that. Is that the what you keep saying? Why would they do this? Why would they go against the other thing? This is a battle that's happening in all of entertainment. In my opinion, it's happening all in entertainment right now. Is the groups of people that are in the old make a movie, release it in theaters only, are going against the departments that are for streaming, and who is going to take the top spot at each studio? That's Disney. That's HBO. It looks like, Disney might be even. When they come back to theaters, I think they're still going to get those hits. But in a situation where Warner Brothers, what would you have your workers compete against each other to get the top billing? Yeah, like is HBO Max going to be more important to the profitability that AT&T invested in instead of doing the old movie model? And I think you're going to find out the results of that after Snyder in Kong versus Godzilla and see if this is working. What
I don't understand is why streaming and theaters are naturally at odds with one another. I could see like Netflix versus theaters, but HBO has HBO Max, which has been surprisingly, I'm very impressed with it. I thought it was going to suck, and I'm like, oh my god, really? They're doing another streaming service? I already have HBO Go. Why is it this? But I've been pleasantly surprised.
Well,
but I don't necessarily see them at odds because the theaters are going to have to redo the experience. Right now, theaters are bankrupt. I mean, AMC is basically begging for an Amazon buyout.
It's cutting out the middleman. Unfortunately, I don't want people to lose their jobs either.
No, but nobody's going. I would love to take my wife to a movie. Once maybe we're fully vaccinated, so that's 30 days past second dose, and we get our second dose.
Well, I've been enjoying
2 Saturdays from now.
Oh, that's great. I've been enjoying streaming content more than movies that have been released. Like they've been holding back on these movies, and a lot of them are garbage. And I don't like to just say things are garbage, but Wonder Woman 84 was such a mess to me.
Yeah, I fell asleep during that one. So from what I saw,
I couldn't rewatch it a second time.
There was probably a good reason why I fell asleep. I just passed out during it.
But let's all get a reaction. This is one day, 14 million views, still number 4 in trending, 407,000 likes, and only 11,000 dislikes. So
damn.
And you know what? Grace Randolph spilled the tea in her video, and she said she's heard from insiders that they're doing the Russian bot thing. Like, oh, this is only being so. Like, can you believe that? Maybe she was just making it up. I don't know. But she says that some in the industry that are still against the Snyder Cut are claiming this in the industry. like it's getting false engagement.
I hope that's not the case because
I don't believe.
I
Why would they do it for
don't
this?
want to see.
Why do Russian
the
bots?
Snyder
Why do they
cut.
want Russian bots for this?
I honestly think I really wish they didn't. I don't know. I really, really wish they just stuck with Snyder to begin with.
Yeah.
He had a family tragedy. Come on. That's an extenuating circumstance. Come on.
Well, they wouldn't wait. They didn't want his vision anyway, and they wanted their bonuses to make it by year end before AT&T took over.
I mean, I get it.
So they wouldn't
you
wait
gotta
for it.
get
They
the
wouldn't wait
quarterly
for him.
bonus, but
He needed the time, and they would not give him the time.
And that's a criticism I have of large corporations. Sometimes they can't even see past their next quarter.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. There's bonuses. This is real money.
Show
fans,
business.
I want my millions of dollars.
People wanted their bonuses before they left for another company, maybe too. They might not even be there anymore.
But sometimes you can still get paid a bonus even if you leave before. It was like they'll give you a prorated something or other because you don't want to. As any major corporation, for what I've been told, you don't want to be known as a reneger on bonus because you'll lose a lot of talent. You'll lose a lot of good people. That would be I heard HBO reneged on bonuses after you know what, I think I might go work for Disney or I might go work elsewhere, I'm
not sure if Grace is right either about the HBO problems, but Gina's gone and there's a brighter future for Pedro at HBO than Mandalorian, I think. And you
I don't know, Mandalorian was the most streamed show.
I know, but
yeah, what platform? On what platform?
But he doesn't even need to be. He could still collect a paycheck, and he's be more challenged in the other role, and he's on camera 100%. I don't know. I would think an artist like Joaquin Phoenix, he wouldn't want to stay under that helmet for season after season. I'm sure he's happy.
Well, but the story also progressed where he learned that other Mandalorians said like, "Hey, we take off our helmets."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you could take off your helmet, and you know what I'm saying. So like,
I'm not saying Grace is right. I'm just saying the jury's still out. I don't want to immediately say she was saying fake news. That's the thing. Like everyone says, oh, she's making this shit up, like Doomcock. I'm like, there could be something to it because he did want to take his helmet off more. Was that naturally what the story writers wanted, or was that saying I want to do a little bit more? I like the scene where he took his helmet off and showed Grogu. That was such a powerful moment.
Yeah, I think that was an amazing moment.
Yeah, but I can't tell if they would have got to that story point on their own or if there was any truth to him wanting to take it off more and, do more challenge acting, because that was an emotional scene. That was a great scene. I just don't know if it was natural or that was a part of the negotiating experience, which she claimed that was part of her story. When she spilled the tea, is he wants to show his face more, and this is the way you never show your face but you're like you said, they established that at the end of season 2.
Yeah, not necessarily has to be the case. It could be. He could still continue. Nope, this is the way, and this is how I'm going to do it. Mm-hmm. But he learned from other Mandalorians, So I mean,
so the jury's still out. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not saying she's fake. We'll have to see what happens. So any final thoughts before we go? I wanted to keep it at a tight hour. Oh, and Relapse is here. He says he's in Australia and we're receiving the Oxford Vax too. So
I hope so.
Be useless against the South.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that either. I hope not.
Well, that's why they want everyone vaccinated as quickly as possible so that the virus can't mutate.
No more mutations.
Correct.
I'm trying to get mine as soon as possible. It's just I'm not in a category I can right now.
It's next to impossible. I mean, once the Johnson & Johnson vaccine comes out, that's the one shot.
Yeah.
That'll help significantly because then if you want Moderna or Pfizer, some people may be like, forget it. Johnson & Johnson available next week. Let me just get that one.
My mother had a bad reaction to her first shot, and
I'm sorry to hear that. Would she get Pfizer?
The one that's the 2, I think it is. Yes.
Well, both Moderna and Pfizer is 2 steps.
I don't know which one. Justin says I just got rejected from Slipknot.
That's actually pretty funny.
All right. Okay. Well, Justin, we're gonna end the show. I appreciate you both being here. Anything you wanted to say, Saggy? Anything you're working on a stream tomorrow, possibly?
So, I there's a lot I'm doing this week. Right now I am setting up the PlayStation Plus Podcasts YouTube channel. So if you guys haven't subbed to that channel, please give a sub because every Sundays, Max, myself, Nick and Lex, Zod, Mad Matt, Isaac,
yeah.
we all do a podcast for gaming. So if you guys are into gaming content and you are like us, then feel free to subscribe to that channel. I'm currently working on making it look nice.
Oh wow!
And then,
Good.
yes,
Thank you.
yes. So go sub to that. I'm working on it now. I know it looks pretty plain, but we just started it, so
Well,
please give it a follow.
What we're gonna do, Firewater, is we're all. I figured out how to make them all co-owners of the channel. So if it ever gets monetization, we're equally. We can all see the analytics. We're all gonna, in all of our personalities from our separate channels, focused on one. Like I made a gameplay video, and then Nick from Nick and Lex made a gameplay video. Anyone could go and make a quick video about a game topic and see if that helps us grow faster. So we're trying to see. But thanks, Saggy, for doing that. Appreciate it.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I of course. So we're doing that. So that'll be every Sunday. What do we do around like 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time?
Mm-hmm. And then hopefully in the future we get some review codes, and we have a lot of great personalities, including the pod. I think it's the dream team now. I really do. I think we got a good team. Tommy loved the team. He commented on the last video, Tommy Tallarico. He's like, I think you're on to something with this podcast now. He was really happy, and I'm happy with it. And yeah, Saggy, you're really higher, further, faster.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go higher, further, faster. Go check out let me link that to our channel before we go. That's a good thing. I forgot to bring that up.
So we have that going on this week. As far for me, I'm going to be doing a live stream tomorrow about Tommy Tallarico, actually. Not with Tommy Tallarico, but it's about Tommy Tallarico. So if you're interested in that, I'll be scheduling that sometime tomorrow. I just got a lot of stuff going on.
Right, I'm keeping you busy, and then you're a co-host for the Tuck and Roll show.
Yeah, I got a lot. I got a lot going on this week. But I have a special.
Here's the PlayStation Plus podcast channel. I gotta fix that link because it's just letters and numbers.
Since Justin's here next week, if you guys don't subscribe to Justin, I'm going to be on his show next Thursday.
Cool. I'll check that out. Yeah.
So go subscribe to Justin because he is amazing. And
do you guys know what you're talking about, or just fun?
Probably just fun knowing Justin. I also have a special Twitch stream this week, so I'm setting that up as well. So yeah, I got a lot going on. So just follow me on Twitter so you know what's going on if you guys are interested.
And in Firestarter, he is happy to lend some help to us YouTubers when there's a good topic. After he's done gaming, though, he was doing some hardcore gaming right before this.
Yeah, I got lit up. We got
oh
smashed.
no,
but that happens. What are you gonna do? But no. And like I said, I like your idea, Max, of like leave a comment, and if somebody has a question,
what did you call it? What did you call it again?
Firewater's feedback.
Firewater's feedback. Leave it below after the replay, or if you're watching live, as soon as it ends, I end the show. Go back and leave a comment that you want the Firewater touch. You want the fire to start on this feedback. You really have something interesting to say to Firewater. Okay. I think that's where we'll say goodbye because I got to get ready for work. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Bye.